Hello. So this week I wanted to showcase a weird little quirk that I came across where I found out that some people who like manga a lot, but are not that strong with reading manga, have decided to use Google Lens on Google Translate. So while I'm talking, there's going to be some slides going through that will be some just samples of the, I guess, average translation experience for the Google Translate manga enjoyer, I guess we'll call them. Uh, it raises a lot of interesting questions. Some of them being like the fact that you are dodging the whole process and industry involved in exporting the manga into a native tongue of another language. Since you are an English speaker and you haven't bothered to learn the written form of Japanese, does that, what does it mean? Like that you are using Google Translate instead of the official translations, regardless of their accuracy, because you've already accepted that it's accurate from your standpoint or accurate enough, you know. Now, if you're a native speaker of the language but just can't read it very well, I don't know if there's a function that you could use on Google Lens or Translate that would just swap out the kanji for hiragana. Like if that was a way to do it, that would then also bypass that stickiness of, going into English using Google Translate that, like, as I said, bypasses the whole translation process that is officially licensed. But, for education purposes, etc., I've got just random sample images here for you to look at and see what it looks like. And it's weird. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. I think it is a strange experience because every time I looked at it, I wanted to go like this. Because instead of the sentences going this way, and the standing of the letters being like with Manga-Mon in the background there, it just rotate all that, and it's going this way. That's what Google Lens thinks is an appropriate activity to be doing, because if you're writing traditionally or normally in Japanese, you would write top to bottom and this way. However, if they're writing the letters, they're still going to be like upright, like this way, the hiragana or However, Google Translate rotates that orientation and runs the sentence this way when they overlay it, which I'm assuming it's a programming thing just to make it easier, because if you were going to do it properly in a print situation, you'd have upright W, upright H, and then just keep going down like that, if you're going to print it vertically like that. But that's not how it turns out with Translate. So if you were someone who is committed to this plan, like, you either have to learn in your brain to like just read it in that funky formatting, or like, or just maybe turn the book, so then you've got it landscape mode on your, but then I don't know if that would solve the problem. I don't bother to experiment. All you're going to get are a bunch of portrait style photos. There were some interesting other results in the sense of Astro Boy, whenever that rotates through, and you'll notice it. Apparently Osamu Sensei, he's dead now, but apparently he knew about this, because almost every page I attempted to use Lens on gave me those weird results that I'm showing you in the rotation, where the picture gets all messed up. It's really weird. And I'm not superstitious. I just think that it's an interesting coincidence that allows you to make that kind of claim of saying like, oh yeah, you know, the god of manga, he knew that this stuff was coming and he wanted everybody to be doing it and, you know, doing human stuff. You don't need no robot translators. Despite the fact that Astro Boy, the entire plot point there is, one plot point I should say, is the whole, you know, attempting to get robots and humans to, you know, live together harmoniously. So, yeah. Some odd things to ponder related to that if you were wanted to claim that that mangaka had an opinion and knew about this. Huh. Anyways, that's kind of it for the whole point of this, is just to talk about the interestingness of how some very young people out there these days that have been growing up off the internet and smartphones in particular have been using, you know, Google Translate and certain other services, we'll call them, to bypass the entire like 10 to 20 year process that the majority of us as second language learners of any language have to go through to master the literacy, we'll call it, of the language. And on, you know, when you think about it, speaking any language is not as difficult as the writing process for it and the reading process for it. So, yeah. As I stare off into the distance thinking about this. All right, you know, have a good week. We hope to see you in the store, checking out our stuff. We got things besides manga you can see in the background behind me, but do please, it's Manga-Mon, so you might as well come on and read some Manga-Mon. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to come to the store that's in Waikiki. We're open from Tuesdays to Sundays, 10 to 5. If you can't make it into the store, don't forget to check out our website where we have everyday updates on what's expected to come in and what we actually have in stock. You can also order online.